Hi, Miss Laura. Hi, class. This is LaShonda Holmes. I want to say first, thank you so much for all of your great questions. You guys are so smart. Sorry I couldn't wear my flight suit, my green uniform today. Hopefully you were able to see it in the video. If not, maybe your teacher, Miss Laura, can play it for you. But I've got to work later today, so I'm just home in my gym clothes. And I have all my notes here from your questions. And so hopefully I have answered them all. If I missed somebody's question, just let Miss Laura know and I'll send you guys a video right back. Okay, so the first question I heard was, is my job dangerous? So it can be sometimes, most of the time, probably 95% of the time. It's so much fun. Helicopters are such a blast to fly, and I don't sense any danger. Every once in a while, we have to go out in the middle of the sea, in the middle of the ocean, at 2 or 3 in the morning. Sometimes there's no moon or no stars. Sometimes it can be very cloudy and lightning and thunder, bad storms in the area. And sometimes the mission is just a little bit difficult. So it can be dangerous, but that's what they train you for. That's why we practice. And also, another thing that helps me feel safer when I'm flying is that I have an awesome crew with me. I am not by myself. So I fly in the front along with another pilot, a co-pilot or a safety pilot with me. And then behind me, I have a flight mechanic and a rescue swimmer. So everybody, we're a family, we're a team, we're working together, and it's our job to keep each other safe and to reduce, to minimize any of the danger that could come up. Number two, what did I learn about helping people? So, this is one of the things that I love about being a helicopter pilot in the United States Coast Guard, because our mission is to serve the public, to serve people like you, your parents, your grandparents, your friends. That's what we do. We get to go out when we hear someone calling for help, or if they say, Mayday, 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 I'm in trouble, my boat's on fire, I'm sinking, I'm sick, I'm hurt. We get to go out and assist them, to help them and hopefully save someone's life. And that makes me feel so good on the inside. It's so rewarding. It's empowering. I feel like a good person, and it means a lot to me to be able to help. So it's on the inside, it makes me feel really good to go out and help other people. And I think that that's what we're all here for, right? Everyone in your class with you, if you look to the person on your right, and you look to the person on your left, no matter what they look like, no matter if it's a girl or a boy, or if they have brown skin like mine, or if they have more fair or white skin, or light brown skin, or green skin. Is there anybody in there with green skin? Maybe. It doesn't matter, right? Because we all have hearts on the inside. We all want to be good people. We all want to help each other and support each other. And that's what I get to do every day. Number three, how old was I when I became a pilot? So I went to Naval Aviation Flight Training, which is in Pensacola, Florida. Anyone know where Florida is? That's where I live now. So I went to flight school when I was 23 years old, and I graduated as an official pilot when I was 25 years old. And you want to know a secret? I'm 33. Number four. Okay. How do I know where the people in trouble are? So there are a lot of ways we can figure out where people are if they need our help. One way is if they're wearing a personal locator beacon, or a PLB. Now, this is a small piece of equipment that transmits a signal from them, right? And in our helicopter, we can pick up that signal, and I can hear it in my earphones, and I could make the needles on my aircraft and my instruments point directly to where that signal is coming from. So that's called direction finding. So I can pick up a signal in my ears and in my equipment, and I can fly the helicopter directly to the person that's putting off that signal. That's one way. There's another way where sometimes if there are a lot of other boats, a lot of people out on the water and they see and they're pointing, hey, somebody over there is in distress, they can call the Coast Guard and say, I'm on the beach. I'm, at Hullover Beach, and about a mile away from me, there's a person in trouble. So we know where that part of the beach is, and we can fly to that position. Sometimes if we're already out flying, one thing that helps us find them is if they're wearing bright clothes. So if you're out on the water and you need help and you're wearing something very dark like this, that's not that helpful for me. If you're wearing yellow, something with reflectors on it, like the reflectors that come on bicycles, something with a strobe, a flashlight on it, those are all things that help me find the people that need my help. Number 5, where do we take the people that need help, that we rescue? So we could take them to a hospital pad. So a lot of the hospital pads, and I'll show you a picture of my outside. Actually, I'll do that now. I'll walk with you over there before I forget. So a lot of the hospitals have pads, helicopter pads that you can land on, and they're raised. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see that. You see that? So you see all those tall buildings out there? In some of those buildings, there are hospitals, and they have landing pads that we can land our helicopter on, and we can meet the doctor and the nurses on the helicopter pad, and then we can take the person from the helicopter and they'll get on the stretcher and they'll go right into the hospital on top of the pad. Sometimes the helicopter pads are way, way, way up in the sky. Sometimes they're 200 or 300 feet up in the sky. Can you imagine? The roof in your school, the roof in my house here, that's probably only about 8 feet, maybe 10 feet. So imagine 210 feet. It's pretty high. But that's one of the things that make helicopters so cool, because we can, if this is the pad here, I wish I had my little helicopter, we can land our helicopter right on the pad like this, hover over the pad, land, and then somebody will come get them. Sometimes, if we're not close to a hospital pad, we can land at an airport. But before we get to the airport, we've already called the ambulance to meet us there. So as soon as we're landing and shutting down the helicopter, there's big ambulance trucks all lined up waiting to help if they can. So those are the 2 main places that will take people that we've just rescued. All right, number 6. What do I like about flying helicopters? I love everything. They're so much fun. Again, landing on hospital pads is amazing. But the cool thing about helicopters, which I think is better than airplanes, we get to fly sideways. Airplanes can't fly sideways. We get to fly forward. We get to fly backwards. We can fly all the way back as far as we can. We can hover. So hovering is like, if you can imagine a big beach ball, right? Anyone ever seen a beach ball? Big beach ball. And if you try to stand on that big ball, I don't have a beach ball. We'll pretend this apple is a beach ball, and we'll pretend this is our helicopter. And so it's like being on top of a beach ball, and every time someone moves the beach ball, you have to stay very still. It's kind of like that. So if you can imagine standing on top of a beach ball and trying to be very, very still, that's kind of what hovering is like. Some people like to call it magic. I think it is. So I can land on a ship in the middle of the ocean. I can land in your backyard at your school. I can land on a hospital pad. I can land in the middle of a big forest in an open area. There's so many different flight profiles that I can get into with flying a helicopter, and that's what makes it so cool. All right. Do I have to be brave? That's a good one. Who asked that one? That's a really good question. So I'd say yeah, but guess what? This isn't the only job where you have to be brave. You know what else requires you to be brave? Being a mom, being a dad. Your teacher, Miss Laura, she's so brave and so smart and such a good teacher to you. You guys in your classroom, you being brave when you stand up for each other and you support each other and you do the right thing when nobody's watching, all of those things require us to be brave, just in different ways. So, yes, it does require me to be brave, but I think you guys are just as brave as I am. All right. How many people do I save in a year? So this one, it's kind of tricky because it depends on the year. It depends on how much I fly. I had a year of not flying because I worked at NASA. I worked for an astronaut, so I didn't fly at all that year, and I didn't save any lives. But it was such an awesome experience. So if I could look back over my Coast Guard career, I'd say maybe 20 to 30 people that I've been able to save. So hopefully that answers your question. How do I rescue people? So again, if somebody's out on the water, they can either call the Coast Guard on the radio, they can set off their personal locator beacon, they can have their strobe lights, flashing lights coming off of them. Once we find them, we'll fly the helicopter almost over them, not quite over them, because our helicopter puts down a lot of wind, a lot of rotor wash, and it can be so strong that it can keep people from breathing, the way that they should. So we stay a little bit at a distance, and once we found them, we know that we need to get them out of the water or off of a boat. What I'll do, my rescue swimmer, my flight mechanic, they'll start getting ready in the back. So the flight mechanic, he'll open the door, he or she will open the door. They will boom out our hoist. So we have, I don't have a picture of one, but we have like a hook, a hoist hook on the side of the right side of the aircraft, and that hook will connect into the rescue swimmer. So the rescue swimmer will come from the back of the aircraft. He'll slide to the door. His feet will be hanging out of the side of the door. He'll take that hook, he'll connect it to his vest, and we'll test it to make sure he's connected really good. And then we'll put him out the side of the aircraft and hoist him all the way down to the water. Once the swimmer's in the water, he takes the hook, disconnects the hook. Sometimes, not all the time, but he'll disconnect that hook and swim over to whoever needs help. And he'll grab a hold of them nice and tight, big bear hug, and he'll connect that person to him, and then we'll send that hook down. They'll connect to each other, and then we bring them back up into the helicopter. So that's one of the ways that we rescue people. All right, we've only got two more. How did I learn to become a pilot? Wow, very good question. So when I was your age, and I'm assuming you guys are probably around 5 or 6 years old, maybe, I never thought I could be a pilot. Definitely not a helicopter pilot. And it wasn't until I was about 19 years old. And actually, no, I take that back. I was 23. It wasn't until I was 23 and I met another girl pilot that looked just like me. And you see how big my eyes are? I could not believe it. I never saw a girl pilot before. It never happened. And so when I met her, she was so nice and funny and down to earth and supportive. And I was so inspired. And I said, man, me too. I can do this. If she's doing it, why can't I do it? And so I made up in my mind, I'm going to study and I'm going to work hard and I'm going to practice and do everything that I can do so that I can be a pilot one day too. And so I've been in the military 13 years now, and I've been flying for almost 9 of those. And it's been so awesome. And I don't know where I would be if I never met another girl pilot. And so that was really awesome for me. And the reason why I decided I wanted to be a pilot. Last one. How do I open doors for myself? So I'm not sure if that question is literal, like in the helicopter, how do I open the helicopter doors? Or if you meant, how have I opened doors of opportunity for myself? So I'll answer both of those. So in the helicopter, the doors are very easy. It's almost easier than opening a car door. The door is just, there's a handle, you turn it down like this, like a lever, and the door just pops open. We also have a sliding door that slides back, almost like a minivan door that slides back. We have a sliding door like that. If you meant how do I open doors of opportunity and how have I gotten to where I am, really it's about being positive, having a positive mindset, right? Always telling yourself no matter what, you're smart enough and you are good enough to do and to be anything that you want to be. You always have to remember that. Even when people are mean to you, even when people discriminate against you, even when people talk about you, you have to always remember I'm better than this, I'm smarter than this, and I can rule the world. I can do anything that I want to do and be anything that I want to be. Always be positive. Number two, you have to always treat people fair and with respect in the way that you would like to be treated or the way that you would like your friends and your family to be treated. You don't want people to talk about you or be mean to you or be negative around you. So you can't do that to other people and you can't do that to yourself. You have to treat people good no matter if they have a lot of money or no money, no matter if they're your close friends or not so close friends, no matter how they look, no matter their gender, their race, their background, no matter where they're from. You treat everybody how you want to be treated, fair and equal and kindly. That's two. Three, always keep good people, positive people around you. If you want to be a pilot too one day, guess what? Get to know some pilots, find some pilots. If you want to be a doctor, maybe you can hang out at the doctor's office and get to see what they do. If you want to be a lawyer, maybe you can start to read up on being a lawyer or hang out with lawyers and keep all of these people around you so that they can motivate you and support you and mentor you. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you, Ms. Laura, for allowing me to be a part of your classroom today. I'm so excited. Hopefully I've answered all of the questions. And again, if not, just let me know and I'll be back in your classroom the next time. You guys take care.